All right, we back with another video. What's good, boys? So I actually haven't recorded in a week. For you guys, it's been about I think 3 or 4 days, but I haven't recorded since last Tuesday. So I was with my family the entire time. They flew over from Chicago all the way here to Georgia to visit me, and it was fun. We had a lot of good food, a lot of good times. They just left yesterday, so now it's time to lock in again. So it was definitely fun. Today's video, I want to focus on something I've been saying a lot more often in my recent videos. And I've been really focusing on like this topic of like dissatisfaction and how you need dissatisfaction for growth. And instead of just being like a broken record and like repeating this every like video, I want to make just one video, at least one video on it, just explaining my whole mindset and concept behind this. And I'm just going to be calling this "The Hunt Ends When You're Full," because if you imagine like back in like I don't know, fucking the Paleolithic era or like some bullshit, like some anthropological term. If you imagine back then, a human back then would be more eager and more efficient at hunting if he had an empty stomach compared to if he just like feasted. So like if a human back then just feasted and then went for a hunt, you can almost imagine he'd be slow. A part of his brain wouldn't even care about like catching like that wild animal or like hunting because in his brain's mind it's like he's already full. He has what he needs. But now imagine if that human hasn't eaten in like let's say 12 hours or 20 hours and he's like fucking hungry. Like not hungry enough to like, debilitate him, but like he's hungry. He wants fucking food. It's like what he's thinking about. Imagine how much more almost desperate he would be to hunt. So that's kind of the concept of this video. And I'm gonna start it by just telling you like my a recent event that's happened. It's not anything like tragic. I'm not trying to make it sound like that, but it's just something that's recently happened. So I remember my last video, where I talked about like how carbs kind of make you retarded. I remember I was talking and I said like that I myself usually I'm on a low carb diet. And I don't know why I said that because that's not true. Currently, I've been eating honestly very unhealthy for like the past month. Yeah, probably the past month, maybe a bit more, a month and a half or something. I've been eating extremely unhealthy. Like I've been door dashing way too much. I've been eating too many fried foods, too many carbs, all these like things that are like not good for you, right? And yesterday I came home after my parent. I mean, not home. I came back to my dorm after my parents got ready to go back to the airport. I came back. I took my shirt off because I was getting ready to go to bed. And usually, what I do because I'm like a little narcissistic piece of shit. Usually, what I do is like after I take my shirt off, I look in the mirror for a couple of seconds just to like admire myself. But yesterday was the first time in a while where like I looked back at my reflection, like shirtless reflection. Yesterday, I was like, I kind of don't like how I look. And the reason for that is not because my perspective has changed. I wish it was because my perspective has changed, but that's not the truth. It's because I genuinely look worse right now. So I checked my weight this morning and I am 156 pounds now, which on a number scale, that's like good for me because like I'm trying to bulk up right now. Like I was stuck at like 149, 148, 150 for like I want to say 2, 3 months. And now I'm at 156. But the thing is, like, this isn't good weight. This is like fat and water mostly. Like, I'll be honest, I'm probably not like actually 156. I had like a big meal yesterday for dinner, so it was probably like carried over water weight from yesterday and everything. So I would say give or take, I'm probably like 154 pounds right now. And that's like the level of scrutiny I'm talking about, like that I have for myself. For me, like this 4 pound difference or 5 pound weight gain I've noticed is like fucking. It's making me reconsider everything right now. So my point with this is that like you don't want these things to happen to you for you to like finally like lock in, bro. Like how do I explain this? I'm not explaining it properly. you don't want the time where you start focusing to be the time when you start falling off. You want to always be focused when you're at your peak. But for some reason, and I think a lot of you can relate to this, but when we're at our peak, that's when we fall off again. And then you finally lock in once you're at the bottom. And like a lot of you, like me, want to be able to lock in when you're at the peak and just keep peaking like this. But what happens instead is like we go like this. We're locked in, we peak, we stay here for a bit, lose the focus, go back down. Then we're locked in again. So I was like I was here for like a solid, I think I like was consistently peaking for about 2 months from like yeah, December, January and February. I was like consistently peaking. And then like now in March, I think I've started to fall off again. And I'm grateful that I caught it now versus like last year back in July when I was 170 pounds and I caught it when I was 170 pounds. I'm grateful that I caught it now when I'm about 154 pounds, only like 4 pounds of weight gain or whatever. And honestly, like I think a lot of you guys are watching this and thinking like, bro, it's only 4 pounds of weight gain. Like that's not bad at all. But like it's all about like perspective, right? For me, all these 4 pounds went to like my face and my waist. So like for me, it's a noticeable difference. It's not like I'm fat again, but like I just don't think I look good anymore. So someone just walked by. I was gonna say something. Anyway, the point of the concept, the hunt is only over when you're full, is that you should never be full. And the example I gave you of me finally being dissatisfied now after gaining weight is not what you want to happen to you. This is almost like a warning to you. Change your perspective, do whatever it takes to be dissatisfied now, because that dissatisfaction is what will lead to your future progress. I honestly wish that I was more dissatisfied with how I looked back in February and yeah, mainly most of February because I remember I took one picture back in February where I looked like hot shit. I had like kind of abs. I had like I was looking really lean. Like I was in boxers, so like you could see my quads through my like quad definition and everything. It was like fucking crazy. Like for my standards, like for like some bodybuilder, it's like fucking abysmal. But you know what I mean. I wish at that point, even though I was proud of myself, I still wish that I had this voice in my head that was telling me like, no, you need more. I wish I had that, but I didn't. And honestly, I'm not sure just as of yet how to get that voice in your head. Like it's kind of a weird balance because like I don't want you guys to have like body dysmorphia or whatever. Like I want you guys to still be happy with how you look, but still have that voice in the back of your head that's saying like you could do better. This isn't good enough. And it's kind of a weird position to be in because I feel like a lot of us end up in one extreme or the other. Like a lot of us are either just like complete body positivity, we love ourselves, we just let ourselves go, like I was for like these past month or month and a half, or we enter like this full like kind of not exactly self hatred mode, but like this scrutiny mode where we're like there is almost like no love for your own body or like any self satisfaction, and it's just purely dissatisfaction. Honestly, I'm not even sure if that balance exists. And to be honest, if there is no balance with that, I think you're better off having full dissatisfaction than being happy in your own body. And that's just the truth, in my opinion. I think most people would be better off just being completely dissatisfied with how their body looks than being happy and not doing anything. That probably like triggered some left wing people. I don't really care, bro. And honestly, that's why I'm not wearing the tank top today. Like, I don't feel like I deserve it at this point. Like, I put it on today, and I could like kind of see it like hug my waist a bit more. I was like, bro, this does not look good anymore. Like, I used to be able to pull off tank tops really well because like I have a very naturally small waist, like 28 inches. I think with these 4 or 5 pounds I've gained, it's probably like a 29 or something. Which like for a lot of people, like the fucking average American has like a fucking 35 inch or 38 inch waist. Like I'm fucking way below average. I'm a 29 at 5'10". Like that's fucking small. But for me, it's like I'm noticing it. And I think you need this level of scrutiny to like truly progress at a certain point. What else can I say? I want to get all my thoughts out into this one video about the hunt ends when you're full because I don't want to keep having to mention this like every single video. I just want people to like just say the term the hunt ends when you're full and have all you guys understand what I mean. So, yeah, this is a pre-workout video because I need to get back in the gym again because like I was kind of consistent like a week and a half ago, and then my parents came over, and I was like in their hotel and everything instead of like my dorm where the gym is. So I wasn't working out for like the past. I've worked out since last Monday, and today's Tuesday, so it's been a bit over a week since I worked out. I'm about to hit a pull day today. Actually, that gives me like one piece of advice I can give you for if you're in a position like me where like you are sat or you're in a position like where I used to be, where you are satisfied with how you look, but you don't want to be satisfied with it. You want to do better, but like your body's kind of and your brain's just kind of like, this is nice though. The solution I can give you is just to force like whatever you need, like the diet, the gym, the sleep. Force it for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Like completely brutal, like disciplined David Goggins. Force yourself to do it. Like no one gives a fuck if you're motivated. No one gives a fuck if you don't want to do it. Just fucking do it, bro. Just for 3 weeks. That's all I ask. Just fucking like use some discipline. Do this shit. Stay consistent for 3 weeks. And then after that, you may not have motivation, but what you will have is a habit. And at a certain point, after 3 weeks, I think what I'm not sure what the exact. There's like this one study that says like it takes like 27 days to make a habit or something, 21 days to make a habit. I'm not sure how true that is, but I'm assuming there's like some merit to that. So just fucking force yourself, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna force myself just to wake up, go to the gym, not skip a single day for the next 3 weeks. And by the end of these 3 weeks, I expect that I'll be back in the same momentum I used to be in. So yeah, if you're in the same position I was in, where you want to grow, but your brain's telling you that it's fine to stay here, just force it for 3 weeks, and then you'll have the momentum. You'll be in the habit. You'll just kind of do it on autopilot, for lack of a better word. And honestly, if you're wondering what I'm gonna do with like this extra weight, honestly, I can like lose this pretty easily because I know how to cut pretty easily. Like I can cut like 12 pounds in a month, which is like for my weight, that's like pretty fast, and like still feeling good. So honestly, I can probably lose like these 5 pounds I've gained in like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops. It's honestly nothing for me. I'm not gonna overdo it like I was for last cut because I want to still like really focus on getting stronger. But like honestly, I'm gonna lose these 5 or 6 pounds, whatever it is, in like 2 3 weeks, and then I'll just go back to like a very lean bulk where I'm still staying on a low carb diet. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Honestly, last video, like my carbs video, did really well for my channel. That I think that got like over 200 views, which is like that's like record breaking for this channel because I think before that my previous video was like at 90 views, and then like for me 90 views was like, oh my god, I got 90 views, no way. Like 200 is fucking insane. So thank you guys for that, and just remember, the hunt ends when you're full.